know more about it. South Vietnamese President Thieu in South Korea warned against a false peace. He said this would mean withdrawal of Allied troops, giving the enemy a chance to regroup and start fighting all over again. South Korean President Park has assured Thieu that his soldiers will continue to fight with South Vietnam, just as they have been doing for 4 years. A report from NBC News correspondent John Rich.
The Korean Army has come a long way since 1950, when, ill-trained and poorly equipped, they fell back before their better-prepared communist brothers from the north. In 1965, the Koreans responded to an urgent American appeal for help. Despite their own security problems at home, the South Koreans sent 2 full divisions, plus a Marine contingent. They see a parallel between their own recovery and what they hope will happen to the South Vietnamese. The Korean camps are the envy of U.S. officers, spick and span. They draw their equipment and supplies from the United States, but they take care of it as though they feared they'd never get any more. The training schedule is tough. Admittedly, the Koreans haven't had to bear the brunt of the big battles along the Vietnamese borders as the American forces have, but their kill ratio is impressive. The White Horse Division claims that it kills 23 communists for each man it loses. The Koreans run a civic action program. Korean medics treat refugees at their own clinics. Their pacification program seems to work. They deal with the Vietnamese as fellow Asians, without the racial undertones that bother the Americans in Vietnam. Having learned themselves from the Americans, the Koreans now train the South Vietnamese. They run schools for the regional and popular forces who, as the war lessens in intensity, will be the key to controlling the countryside. But with a growing communist threat along the border in their own country, and with the Americans now talking of cutting back or pulling out troops, the South Koreans obviously have to consider whether they want to maintain such a large force in Vietnam. This is John Rich, NBC News, with the Korean White Horse Division in Vietnam.
Canada has been talking about pulling its troops out of NATO, and the NATO allies meeting in Brussels have been putting pressure on Canada not to. Today, Canada gave in, part way at least, and promised to postpone its decision